Hey there folks, this is GreenXI welcoming you right back to Let's Play Higurashi. This is episode 183. In the last episode we started chapter 7 and Rika went for help from Irie and trying to find out a motive for Takano, but didn't get a huge amount of help, had some help, some information which she could then take on to her club members, her friends at school and everything, and gave them a comic book idea, which gave her a motive for Takano completely, so it's all sort of coming together for her, I think. Now we're going to see what happens next. I'd only asked for Tomotaki. But Irie had come with him. Oh, okay, she's going to get some help from Tomotaki now. Irie must be bothered by what I told him this morning, but he can't come to a conclusion on his own, so he wants Tomotaki to listen to me too. After saying that he wouldn't interrupt us, Irie sat down a little distance away. I heard from Director Irie. Why are you suspicious of Takano-san? She knows better than anyone that your death would cause a disaster. Besides, Takano-san has been good to you and Satoko-chan, right? And to say this about her now, don't you think that's a little ungrateful? I expected this from Tomotaki. If I was in the same mood as I was this morning, I probably wouldn't have continued. But having expected this, I'm able to continue without getting upset. Tomotaki, please be honest with me. I want you to really think about it too. Of course, Takano wouldn't kill me under normal circumstances, but can you absolutely guarantee that she would never do so? What do you mean? Takano has devoted her life to the research of the syndrome. Is that true? Yeah. Just between you and me, she's the most important person at this institution. Director Irie's position is just a formality. Takano-san's the one who's really leading the research. This is supposed to be a secret, but the syndrome was discovered by her grandfather. Takano-san respects him greatly, and she opened the Irie Institute so she could continue and complete his research. So how does she feel now about being told that the project will be shutting down within 3 years? Takano even went to Tokyo and requested an extension, but it was denied, right? Couldn't you say then that the meaning of her life itself is being denied? Don't you think she's hurt? Rika-chan, where did you hear all that? Tomotaki went silent for a moment. He must have realized that I'm not just saying random things. It is true that Takano-san went to see the board of directors and that she was evaluated extremely poorly. According to what I've heard, they really ridiculed her work. She was told that the research project was a waste of money. She's been acting normally, but I think she was really hurt by it, yeah. See? So how can you be so sure that she won't become desperate, thinking that her research is going to be shut down anyway? No, not Takano-san. That's impossible. Yurio, he's going to say it as well now, is he? Yeah, that's the same thing that Irie said. He kept saying it was impossible, yet he couldn't deny it completely. He repeated the same phrase over and over to refute that possibility. In fact, even though we know Takano is the enemy, we can only guess at her motive. The only way to find out is to tie her down and make her confess, but there is meaning in making Tomotaki become suspicious of Takano. It's even important to do that, so that he'll become my ally. Of course, this is also a strategy devised by our club leader. It's rather a scary thing to imagine, but Takano-san won't gain anything from your death. I can understand her becoming desperate, but she has self-control. Time heals all wounds. Isn't it easier to deceive the heartbroken? Deceive? What do you mean? Tomotaki, if I die, something terrible will happen, right? An emergency manual will be executed, and the whole village will be destroyed. Eh? Is that right? I had no idea. Tomotaki isn't good at covering his lies. It shows that he's bad at hiding things, since he's innately honest. Which makes him a nice person. Irie told me already. I don't want to waste time, so let's be open about this, okay? The emergency manual is a last resort, so if it's actually executed, it'll be a disaster, right? Tomotaki seemed to be wondering if he should confirm the existence of the emergency manual. But the fact that Irie had already told me about it, combined with me being the Queen Carrier, prompted him to confirm it, albeit hesitantly. Yeah, it'll be a disaster. It's not easy to erase an entire village. We'll have to cross several dangerous bridges. It's not humane, even if it becomes necessary. It truly will be a disaster. I'll be straight with you. Someone will benefit from that situation. No way. There can't be. There won't be any gains. It'll develop into a hunt for blame, and in the worst case, the problem might expand past Tokyo and into the government. In which case, there's someone who'll benefit from that commotion, isn't there? If the emergency manual is executed, there'll be someone forced to sign off on it, and afterward they'll start an investigation into the people who allowed the situation to get to that point. To be specific, those in charge of organising the Irie Institute. Won't those manipulators be forced to take the blame and be driven out of Tokyo? I'm not sure. There's a limited number of posts. People are constantly vying for them. So would it be that strange if there was someone hoping to steal a seat by lighting a fuse on this dangerous bomb we call the emergency manual? They could remain hidden in a safe place and smugly fill the empty seat after everything's blown up. All this is what Mion suggested. She didn't know a thing about Tokyo, yet she struck its core so hard even Toмотaki was shaken. Mion's the greatest commander and strategist our club would ever have. Toмотaki folded his arms. He's starting to lose his cool. I think he realizes that what I'm saying isn't mere nonsense. It's true that a big shot in Tokyo just passed away. He left a power vacuum, and there's a political struggle going on over it. Even the Area Institute's client, the Alphabet Project, had its board of directors purged and reformed. So there's been talk of immediately shutting down the research in order to make an example of the Area Institute, since it was supported by the old faction. So if I die and the emergency manual is executed, the Area Institute and the board of directors behind it, as well as the faction that supports them, will be held responsible. Normally, the Hinazawa syndrome and other dangerous bombs associated with it are safe because only Tokyo knows about them. But when there's an enemy within Tokyo itself, Hinazawa becomes a bomb that's all too easy to detonate. Is that something you made up, Rika-chan? Is it a fabrication, or is it the truth? I don't know. But if I think about what's going on in Tokyo, I guess it's possible for some people to think things like that. Toмотaki, you're a good person. You're a very good person who believes in his close friend. So I know if I say these things to that Toмотaki, you'll never accept them. But I have to bring this up with First Lieutenant Toмотaki, auditor of the Irie Institute. You aren't saying... Are you saying that it's Takano-san? Yes. Her request was denied, as was her own life. Not only that, she was denounced by the board of the directors, so she's very hurt. You should know that since you're always with her, Toмотaki. Is there any chance that someone seeking to use that heartbroken Takano approached her and instigated her into action? People who are hurt often open their hearts to whoever claims to understand them. Someone like that might have approached Takano to start something that will lead to chaos in Tokyo. Toмотaki insisted that Takano-san would never do that. He repeated it a few more times, but then he fell silent again. Tomotaki's an adult. He must have experienced some heartbreaking events himself. That's why he can understand that Takano is very hurt, and that it's possible that someone is using her. I understand what you want to say. I should clear some issues first before I can truly trust Takano-san, huh? Toмотaki. I'll get in touch with both Okanogi-kun from the Mountain Dogs and the Tokyo office to see if there have been some suspicious reports regarding Takano-san lately. The Mountain Dogs' specialty is counterintelligence after all. No, the Mountain Dogs are on Takano's side. But what? This is someone who persuaded Takano. Of course they're taking measures for the Mountain Dogs as well. That isn't possible. Isn't impossible? Oh. The Mountain Dogs are a special counterintelligence unit. Even if there was a collaborator in the Irie Institute, it would be very difficult so long as they were attending to their duties. But if the Mountain Dogs themselves were... Can that be? But... Toмотaki, please look into both Takano and the Mountain Dogs. Irie is on my side, but he doesn't know too much about Tokyo. That's true. I'm just a researcher. I know my position is just a formality for their convenience. That's why I can't clear Rika-san's suspicions by myself. I understand. I've been told that there's a possibility the Irie Institute could become rebellious. That's the reason why I'm here. I'll start investigating Takano-san and the Mountain Dogs right away. Thank you for believing me. This is the first time you actually have. I've been laughed away in many worlds, but Toмотaki finally listened to me. He'll be a very strong ally in the fight against Takano. Also, I'm grateful for my friends who prepared me to talk to him. I got information on the current situation from Irie, had my friends analyse it, and because of that, managed to get Toмотaki to listen. Just as Hanyu said, I couldn't have done anything if I'd kept thinking about it all alone. But after talking to my friends, things were already changing. Actually, I'm going into hiding starting today. Mion's house has a secret basement that's perfect for that. I haven't talked to Mion about it yet, but I think she'll understand my request now. So if you find anything, please get in touch with her. Starting today, please act like I've gone missing. Understood. I think that's safest too. I'll act like I usually do, so people don't grow suspicious. Though I'll be careful, of course. Dr. Irie, please act normal as well, but always be on your guard. I understand. I'll be very cautious. Tomataki, please be careful yourself. I have a feeling you might be assassinated within a few days. Oop. This is the part that he has never taken seriously. Please. Hear what I'm saying? Okay. I'll be extra careful. Thank you. Then Tomataki turned around all of a sudden. Irie and I sensed something odd from his behaviour and grew tense. Then, we heard some footsteps. We've been so careless. Did somebody overhear us? Did Takano and the people hear what we were saying? I'll never forget that laugh as long as I live. Where was she? Hello, hello. What an interesting group. Dr. Irie Tomataki-san and Rika-san. I've been to Hinamizawa quite often, but I've never seen you three together before. Oh, hello, Uishi-san. Huh? It's the day of the meeting day for Watanagashi. It's still so early. Irie tried to change the subject, but obviously Uishi adhered to everything. Tomataki from Tokyo is okay, but it's too early for Uishi from the police department to get involved. Things are already complicated. Why do you have to show up now? Anyway, this isn't good. Well, when I went to your house, Hojo-san told me you were here, and I happened to run into your secret meeting. Sorry to bother you, though. The air froze, leaving only silence. The way Uishi is speaking makes it obvious that he's trying to sniff things out. I bet he only heard a part of our conversation, so he can't grasp exactly what we were talking about. That's why he's trying to make us confess the whole thing. Come now, don't look at me like that. I'm getting embarrassed. Well, I brought someone with me today. Someone Rika-san would love to see again. I wonder if you remember, Rika-san. Because if you don't, you might even start crying. What? Who? I only can think of one person. But did he ever come... Okay. But did he ever come here in June 1983? But who else would come visit me? Come on in. Akasaka. Uishi encourages a virile young man to enter. He looked a lot more mature than the last time I saw him. Akasaka? Thank you for remembering me, Rika-chan. You won't tell me to go back to Tokyo this time, will you? Akasaka. Akasaka! I remember how you helped me. Or rather, maybe I forgot at some point. But if I forgot about it completely, I would regret it. So I recalled it. You told me to call Yuki, and because I did, she avoided getting in an accident. You saved her life, and I'm here now out of gratitude. I feel like I've forgotten about it for a very long time, but now I finally remember. Sorry to make you wait for so long. That's right, you made me wait forever. And now you show up in this final world? You waited until the very last minute. How dare you? Akasaka, Akasaka. I'm your ally, no matter what. I'll believe everything you tell me, and I will defeat whoever is trying to kill you. Akasaka remembered some strange things as he talked to me. He remembered the sad world where he lost his wife working on the kidnapping case in Hinamizawa. He forgot about me because of the despair, and only remembered her afterwards. He regretted not being able to do anything for me. That memory from a different world brought Akasaka here. Akasaka calls himself my ally. That means a lot to me, since I never thought I'd have any allies at all. I could only bury my face in Akasaka's chest and cry. I haven't seen anything. I don't know anything about you having such a young wife here in Hinamizawa when your wife's back in Tokyo. Nope, don't know a thing. Oh, Ishii-san, no. This isn't what you think. Akasaka, 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 Akasaka. Oh. I complained that I couldn't defeat Takano alone. Hanyu admonished me. She told me that if we put our strength together and all believed in the same thing, we could make a miracle happen. I didn't believe her. But after I talked to Irie, my friends, and Tomataki, things were getting better and better. And now Akasaka's here too. Was Akasaka supposed to be coming back? Or is this a miracle? Miracles do occur. This man never helped me, even once before, yet he might be my most dependable ally. Now he's back, and he's even telling me he's my ally, no matter what. See? It happens. Miracles really do occur. You're right. We can make them happen. If we keep putting our strength together, do you think even more miracles will happen? Then, do you think we can make a miracle happen and defeat the curse of 1983? Yes, because we can smash through June of 1983 only by putting together everyone's strength. Hanyu, who used to be just a bystander, is now persuading me. She's admonishing me for pretending to fight, while I too was actually just a sulky bystander. You okay, Rika-chan? Yes, sorry about that. Seeing you brought back so many memories that I lost my cool. Meep. I wiped my tears and tried to hide my embarrassment. The Higurashi continued to cry. The Higurashi have been trying to remind me of something very important. I felt like they had taught me something important, and my eyes grew teary again. Haha! I'm surprised. I didn't know you had such a wonderful boyfriend. Let me introduce myself. I'm Mamoru Akasaka. I work in Case Records Room 7 of the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department's Public Safety Bureau, Security Bureau. Aren't the Case Records Room in Tokyo's Public Safety Bureau secret department on par with the CIRO, the Cairo? I believe it's a tough secret investigation unit that some have criticized as being secret police. Yeah? No department would be foolish enough to slap secret onto the name of the secret division. Real secret divisions have boring names meant to fool the average person. That's true for Akasaka's department too. It's called a reference room, but they don't manage documents. You seem to know quite a lot about us. I didn't think there'd be someone who knows the true identity of the police safety department. Public safety. Oh, I'm getting it wrong every time. Judging from the conversation you were having, I take it you have your own reasons for that? Well, I'm into stuff like that. I just happen to know, that's all. Tomitaki-san, why don't you reveal your identity, I, for one, always figured you weren't just some travelling photographer. No, that is the truth. I just like taking pictures. That's all. What a waste of time this conversation is. This is the final world, after all. Tomitaki is the one who is connecting us in Tokyo, but he's my ally just the same. Rika-chan! Tomitaki and Irie yelled simultaneously. To them it's an extremely important secret, and if someone were to find out, they'd get eliminated by the mountain dogs. But it's okay now. There's no point of continuing to have suspicions and doubts. I've had enough of that. It's already obvious Tomitaki isn't telling the truth, but he's still trying to deny what I just said. You're Director Irie, right? Thank you for taking care of me when I was injured 5 years ago. You really did a great job treating my wounds. Ah. Now I remember. No, don't mention it. I only did my job. The Irie Clinic is also known as the Irie Institute, right? Ah, well. I mean... Whoop, whoop, whoop. Come now, Dr. Irie. It's no use. We already heard it all earlier. You were saying that the Irie Institute's client is the Alphabet Project, right? I don't need to hear it from you. I already know everything. Up until just recently, Room 7 was investigating the men behind it and their means for funneling vast sums of money. The Alphabet Project was one of their tunnels. Akasaka is holding the top secret document he got his hands on a few days ago. This document records how certain people were given public funds from ministries and government offices for assisting with various projects. These masterminds claimed that they were attempting to revitalize Japan by using secret money and secret methods, but that was a lie, even amongst themselves. The masterminds of these projects were making an enormous profit off of them. If that became public knowledge, Japan would be shaken to the core, and the government would be overthrown. That was what they were told, and that was the reason why the investigation was discontinued. First of all, I want to tell you one thing. The investigation by Room 7 has been shut down, and we are no longer working on the case. So I'm simply telling you what I found out in the course of the investigation. I'm on vacation here in Hinamazawa right now. I just want you to know that. Tomitaki is still trying to hide his identity, but Irie isn't. He must have made up his mind since Akasaka already knows about the Alphabet Project. We already know that they've been using tunnels to move vast sums of money to a research institute in Shishibone, known as the Irie Institute. Also, the Irie Institute has a different name here in parenthesis, the Irie Clinic. It also lists that the head of the Irie Institute is a lieutenant colonel from the SDF, Kyosuke Irie. A lieutenant colonel? Dr. Irie, you're in the SDF? No, I'm not. Tomitaki-san, let me tell them. Putting our clients aside, we aren't doing anything shady. Let's not hide anything. It'll only make Uishi-san more suspicious. Irie's right. Uishi will help us. I'm starting to feel like even Uishi could be an ally. That would be incredible. Tomitaki finally gave in and admitted everything. In his place, I explained to them the existence of Hinamazawa syndrome, the Irie clinic that was established to research it. What's special about myself? And finally about the invisible conspiracy that revolves around it all. Uishi was very surprised to hear about all this, but Akasaka told him to calm down, so he listened quietly. Since Akasaka belongs to a special unit, he wasn't too surprised. He kept nodding, saying that it's all very possible. This is working out great for me. Just as you say, Riki-chan, there's a good chance there are some people who are planning something like that. Uishi-san, what they are saying is well within the realms of the possible. This feels like the plot of a novel. Of a comic. But if it's true, Compared to Akasaka, who has a flexible mind, Uishi is having a hard time understanding such unrealistic stories. He'll probably need at least 3 cigarettes before he can digest what he just heard. I think Takano is suspicious. There's no proof. I was asking Tomitaki to investigate so that I can confirm my suspicions. Uishi-san, can you arrest and detain Takano on a separate charge? I may lose my retirement money for that, but it could be done, I guess. There are some counterintelligence members from the Mountain Dogs at the police station. Even if you try, Uishi-san, there will be pressure from within the department. I'll conduct an investigation on Takano-san, so if possible, can you leave it to me? I don't want anyone to get suspicious. You're right. If Takano's investigation can only be done by Tomitaki-san's institution, then the police shouldn't bother him. Besides, I have a feeling that this thing is a lot bigger than we think. Uishi-san, I don't mean to sound rude, but maybe you should stay out of this. Akasaka-san, what do you mean by that? Just like you told me earlier, you're retiring this year, right? You've worked hard for many years. You're about to collect your pension. Money's important. You'll need it to pay off your house, and you need money for life after retirement. But this hill is too dangerous to climb. My instincts tell me that at the end of it, this case will be classified as if it didn't take place at all. In other words, unless I'm prepared to lose everything, I better pull myself out of this, right? That's what you're telling me, isn't it? Yes. I know I'm not in a position to tell you that, but I've been involved in cases that are much different from regular police work. So what I'm saying now comes from experience. Uishi was no fool. He was also an adult, and smart in a real sense. If he only listened to his pride, he would yell at Akasaka for insulting him. But what Akasaka is saying is true. Uishi's pension is a big deal for him. People live far beyond their retirement. They still have 10 or even 20 years left after that. Their pension is the basis for that second life. 10 years after 60 odd. What the hell is going on with this game? A pension isn't ordinary money. It's very, very valuable. People receive their pension for working hard on rainy days and windy days and even enduring the moments when their bosses give them a hard time. Even Uishi has mumbled, on occasion, that he's going to quit and look for a new job. Yet he endured and quietly did the unreasonable work asked of him. He's endured far more work than his salary merited. He's worked like that for a very long time, and now he's finally about to retire. He's finally about to collect his long-awaited pension. It's not about the amount of money itself. It's about having a value placed on what you've done with your life. So if one were to cause a scandal, the punishment for that would be placed on his pension. One such deplorable event can erase Uichi's entire life as a policeman. That's not something that can be treated lightly. Akasaka's still young. Even if he loses his job, he'll be able to find a new one. But Uishi is too old. The repayment of his mortgage was planned around his pension. Uishi's a grown-up's grown-up, and that's why he can't do anything reckless. Akasaka knows that. That's why he said that Uishi should back down. Uishi understands it too. So Akasaka had to ask him that tough question, in order to find out how strong Uishi's commitment was. I've been awfully slow paying back my loan, all because I wanted to hold on to some spending money, even though I would have saved on interest if I'd just paid a bit more earlier on. But I just wanted to gamble and drink. If I'd lived my life so I didn't have to depend on my pension in my old age, I could jump right onto this case. Uishi's fists were trembling. That's where he sheds his tears. But, I'm an officer until the moment I retire. No, even that doesn't matter. I promised in front of his grave. I promised that old man that I'd find out who killed him. I promised to stay a police officer until I arrest his murderer. In other words, me being a police officer isn't the issue here. What matters is that I keep my officer spirit until I find that murderer, even if I'm fired. But am I afraid to be fired? Am I afraid to lose my pension? Yes, I am. It'll ruin my plans for my future. I need a lot of money for them. My dream is to live a leisurely life in Hokkaido, work on a vegetable garden, have fun in Susukino, and take up ballroom dancing lessons. But why am I afraid? Is my officer's spirit so weak as all that? I've dreamt of uncovering the truth behind the series of mysterious deaths in Hinazawa, and the door to that truth I've sought for long. Is right here in front of me. Damn it, god damn it! Why can't I just throw away my badge? Why can't I stop caring about what the police think? Damn it. Nobody could say anything in response to Uishi. He's at a crossroads. The crossroads of a person who has worked so hard and so humbly for so long. How could the young people who know nothing about what he's had to go through say anything at all? You are a friend of the departed construction site manager, right? Yes. He was a friend, a brother, and a father to me. Although it's only a formality, I'm the director of the Area Institute. If the conspiracy that surrounds Rika-chan's exposed, I'll be the one who takes the blame. Isn't that right, Tomotaki-san? His position exists for exactly that purpose. To the Institute as a whole, Irie is there simply to cover for Takano's research. Tomotaki, of course, knows about that, and even Irie has started to realise it. Even if Irie hadn't done anything wrong, he would have to take the blame as the person in charge of the Institute. That was how every organisation purged itself, by forcing someone to take the blame and reshuffling members. That's why leaders get more money. When it's all over, I'll tell you everything. About the series of mysterious deaths. I actually have an obligation to remain silent for the rest of my life, but you'll let me tell him, won't you, Tomotaki-san? I didn't hear anything. As an honest man, Tomotaki can't say yes, so pretending to ignore it was the best he could do. No, that's not right. You can tell the brave Karudo Oishi about it, the one who found the courage to help you. The cowardly Karudo Oishi, the one who didn't want to lose his pension, doesn't deserve to hear the truth. He faced a dilemma. Even though the truth behind the mysterious deaths he sought so hard was right in front of him, he couldn't just accept it with his head held high. To understand what he's going through, one would have to live the life he did. His dilemma is very vast and very heavy. Young people couldn't possibly understand. Can I have some time to think about this? I really do want to find the truth and put evil behind bars. I just need some time to gather my courage. Could you grant me that? Why is he even asking? Nobody here will force him to make up his mind. Excuse me. Of course, I won't either. However, Uishi needs someone's approval. Uishi is still passionate about his work as a police officer, yet he isn't brave enough to take on this case. He wants somebody to forgive him for that. But nobody can do that. Nobody can stop Uishi from crying. Yes, I will grant you that time. Hanyu? How long's she been here? Hanyu has arrived. I didn't see her come in. But then again, she's always around. Hanyu is the guardian deity of Hinamazawa after all. I'll grant you some time to make your decision. You've been honest, and you've been tough on yourself until today. Your life is not to be taken lightly. That's why you are having such a hard time deciding. One should never be proud of careless decisions or brute courage. A careful judgment made by a person who has lived a worthy life like you. That's what's worth being proud of. She might sound arrogant to us, but that was exactly what Uishi needed to hear. Right. Who among us has the right to admonish Uishi, the eldest one here? No one. No one should be able to. Nobody but one. The one who has been protecting humans for over 1,000 years. Hanyu. No matter if you decide calmly or courageously, I will praise you, as long as your decision was made well. I've never met you before, but thank you. That makes me feel better. Thank you for giving a coward like me the time of day. If it was me, I would have asked Uishi to be my ally and asked him for help, but that wouldn't have reached his heart. Wanting help is my selfish request. I don't know anything about the life he lived, and that's why my words wouldn't reach him. But Hanyu's words did. Hanyu has never told me this, but I can tell she's been watching Uishi since the day he was born. She's been watching all that he went through. That's why she can say that, and why what she said could reach him. Only Hanyu can do that. Dr. Irie? There's only one thing. Please tell me one thing. Sure. Ask me anything. I've long suspected that the Sonzaki family was pulling the strings in the old man's murder case. Am I right to think that? No, you are not. You're wrong. We can explain everything. About the series of mysterious deaths in Hinamazawa. I see. Uishi pretended to scratch his head. For so long he pursued the case with that belief, yet someone deeply involved was telling him he'd missed the mark, so he must be feeling at least some frustration. What Irie said wouldn't be enough, so I had to continue. Uishi, none of the curses of Oishiro-sama were done in secret by the villagers. The Sonzaki family, the 3 families, and the other villagers, none of them are involved. They were only misunderstandings, misinterpretations, coincidences, tragedies, and comedies. The real identity of the curse of Oishiro-sama is simply a series of misinterpretations. It only looks like the villagers are acting in secret. It was all Mayo! No, it wasn't. So all the information I've gathered so far about the Sonzaki family is worthless? The heads of the Sonzaki family have a secret precept. They must always act as if they command natural disasters. The Sonzaki family knows nothing. Moreover, they are even afraid of the incidents that occur every year. But in order to maintain their dignity, they act as though they're the ones behind everything. Oh my goodness, I see. It all makes sense now. Ha. If that's true, then that Oyu woman, damn it, she sure said some things to mislead me. You're telling me the truth, aren't you? Yes, I am. It's written in the Fude family secret scrolls too. Do you want to see? I have no idea what Uishi thinks is so funny. Nobody here can tell what's going through Uishi's mind. Except the girl who has watched over human beings for over 1,000 years. I can understand why you're so happy. What? What do you mean? The thought that you don't have to hate anyone anymore is a very, very welcome concept. Oh no. Sonzaki family still is a vile organization with its claws all over Shishbone City. That doesn't change. I've been stabbed by one of them before, you know. They may not be responsible for the mysterious deaths, but they're still my enemies. That's all still true, but I just feel happy. None of us can tell if what Hanyu is saying is right. Uishi believed the Sonzaki family was behind it all. Now that he's learnt that they're not, I'm sure he feels like everything he stands for has been meaningless. But if Hanyu says that's not the case, to hate someone must be such a painful thing. I can't explain Uishi's laughter. All I can do is speculate. Just that sort of frustrated laughter, that's what I get out of it. Uishi left with a cigarette in his mouth, you know, taking the piss out of himself by laughing at himself, sort of thing. Saying that he wanted to cool off a little. We won't get anywhere until we know if Takano-san's guilty or not, so we won't be able to act until after we hear the report from Toмотaki-san. I don't know why Rika-chan's so suspicious of Takano-san. Personally, I feel bad for her, but what she said makes sense too. Rika-chan is an important person, and we can't let anyone suspicious get near her. Toмотaki is making it sound like he's going to prove Takano's innocence. I guess I can't blame him, since he's in love with her. To be honest, I'm also hoping that Takano isn't guilty. Takano understands me, and she was one of my allies. I had a friendship with her. I've trusted her for over 100 years. But Hanyu says that Takano is guilty. If something pops out when we poke her, then the question is how well Toмотaki can catch it. To get people to help me, I have to find proof of Takano's guilt. So I just have to trust Toмотaki for now. Toмотaki-san, please be very careful. If she's guilty, you'll be in danger too. I understand. I'll move to a new hotel without letting the Institute know. I should probably leave Hinamizawa immediately, but if Takano-san's guilty, that would backfire. That's pretty tough, yeah. It's a cardinal rule to act normally during a secret investigation. Would you prefer to stay with me? No, that's alright. It's fine, I'll be very careful. But Rika-chan's safety is a priority here. What should we do? What should we do? Hanyu, what should we do? Using chess as an example, you're like an unprotected king. As soon as Takano gets a hold of you, the game is over. One of the most important rules in chess is to guard the king first, right? Yes. Today's Thursday. Watanagashi is in 3 days. You need to hide somewhere. Nobody can find you until at least then. Any idea where? I think you should ask Mion. That's true. Sonzaki family's underground storehouse would be an ideal place to hide. Satoko should go with you too. If I leave Satoko behind, they'll question her about my whereabouts. She may be in danger too. That means I'll have to tell the truth to at least Satoko and Mion. That the comic plot we discussed wasn't just fiction. Still, I always seem to underestimate their reliability. It really is beyond my imagination. I need to talk to them. I have a feeling they'll believe me. They're my steadfast allies after all. We're going into hiding for a while. There's a perfect place for that at Mion's house. Will you really be safe there? Yeah, it's like an air raid shelter. It has everything we need. We can easily stay there for about a month. Sonzaki family's underground storehouse has every basic necessity, in case someone actually had to live there due to their complication or another. Mion has mentioned before that it's like a unique vacation house. I don't know how you can call a place with a torture room a vacation house, though. Well, some people, you know. I don't know how long my investigation into Takano-san will take, but as soon as I find out something, I'll call Mion-chan's house. Is that okay? That works fine. To tell you the truth, the Mountain Dogs have a bug on Rika-chan's home phone for security reasons, so that works better either way. Meep. So somebody has been listening to all of my personal conversations? No, it's set up so they can tune in, but that doesn't mean they're listening to every normal conversation. They only do it when they have a security drill. That happens a few times a year. I bet my phone at the clinic's being wiretapped too, huh? Well, yeah. That's because of the purpose of the facility, though. Please understand. Excuse me? How do they actually do that? Rika-chan's landline branches off. Do you remember the little shack behind the shrine? The line leads into there, which is where they wiretap it. Usually there's no one there, but once the mountain dogs receive orders to guard her, there will be 2 agents recording conversations in there all the time. Of course, they don't usually record anything. Is a security drill scheduled in the near future? Or maybe orders to guard her? Security drills take place in January, April, July, and October, so there's no drill this month. Orders to guard her are given only when they anticipate an emergency, but they haven't been given even once since the institute was established. Who gives those orders? The director does, which is me, but Takano-san's the surrogate director, so she can send out orders too. If Takano really is the person who wants to kill Rika-chan, then she'll use the mountain dogs to spy on her. That's very possible. In other words, if people start to go in and out of that shack, it means that Takano has made her move. So we could take that as proof that tensions are building around Rika-chan, right? I don't know if that would prove that Takano-san is behind it, but if we can take it as a sign that danger is approaching. Indeed, regardless of whether Takano is guilty or not, that's what it means. As long as we keep our eyes on the shack, Rika-chan will stay safe and secure. That's a great idea. But there is one problem, Rika. If there are no lights on in the house at night, it'll be obvious to everyone that there's nobody home. Takano doesn't even have to wiretap your phone. As soon as she sees the house, she'll realize you skipped school and ran away. You're right. And that puts Tomitaki, who's investigating Takano, in a tight spot. We'll have to think of something to counteract that. So we're dealing with having to observe the wiretapping shack, like Akasaka was saying earlier. Then there's the problem with having to keep the lights on at your house. It's also a fact that it's better for Akasaka to stay in the village. If I put all 3 together and mix them up, I get... Oh! I have an idea. Oh no! You aren't thinking about letting Akasaka stay at my house, are you? No. Absolutely not. My house is such a mess. It smells and it's filthy. I can't let Akasaka stay in there. No. Oh, Akasaka is staying over. I said no. No. Why are you making such a fuss, Rika-chan? Meep. I lost my cool there for a moment. Nipa. Jeez, just because Hanyu's insisting, okay? Ow. It's true that if Rika-chan's house ends up empty, there won't be any lights on at night, and leaving them on would be even more suspicious. Akasaka? Meep. What do you think of staying at my house while I'm gone? I see. That's a great idea. As long as it's okay with you, Rika-chan, let's do that. Akasaka seems to think it's a pretty good idea. Am I selfish for wanting him to get a little embarrassed about staying at my house? I should be ashamed of myself. Oh. Everything's set. Tomitaki is going to get in touch with his colleagues in Tokyo and start an investigation on Takano. That's all. That's all we can do from our end. Irie is going to lead his normal life. To act normally after something like this will be pretty difficult, but there really isn't anything else for him to do right now. Takano is sly. She'll never let Irie ruin her plans. Actually, Irie only comes into the picture after Takano has been exposed. Uishi didn't say he would help, but he said he wouldn't interfere with us. In fact, there's some people with ties to the mountain dogs at the police department too. Probably best if Uishi acts normally, like Irie is. I'm gonna tell Satoko the truth, hide at Mion's house for a while, starting today. I don't know how long I'll have to hide, but it'll be at least until something happens. Akasaka is gonna stay at my house and make it look like I'm home, sick. If something happens, coming all the way from Okinamaya would take too long. Feels much better to have him stay in the village. Everything will begin only once Tomitaki finds out something. Irie says he hopes things will get moving soon, but I don't think we need to worry about that. They'll try to kill Tomitaki on the night of Watanagashi, on Sunday, 2 days from today. Didn't she just say 3 days from today? Or was a day meant to have passed? I didn't notice. That has never changed in many worlds, so that's definitely their plan. In other words, even if Tomitaki doesn't find anything, the wheels will start turning in 2 days. I had warned Tomitaki again to be extremely careful. But still, if I still get killed, I'll curse your family for 7 generations after I die. Oh, there's more. It's already getting dark. Everyone went home except for Akasaka. I'm still thinking about how to tell Satoko about Akasaka, and also about what's to come. Worrying about it won't solve anything. Rika, you have a bad habit of underestimating your friends. But how can she believe that what we talked about at school today is actually real? How can she believe me when I tell her that her life is in danger? In addition, I'm bringing home this guy she's never met before. Don't you think Satoko will believe you? I don't know, but it's possible that she won't. Oh, so Satoko isn't your friend, is she? What? What Hanyu just said startled me. It was kind of a scary thing to hear, even though she said it while wearing her usual warm smile. I know Sadako is one of us. I think she'll believe you and become your ally against Takano. But you're saying you can't trust her. That's like saying Sadako isn't your friend. If she isn't even your friend, then why waste your time telling her about it? No. Let's just leave Sadako behind and go to Mion's house by ourselves, just the two of us. What are you saying? That's nonsense. Sadako is my best friend, and if you don't think it's worth telling her the truth, then that's it. You just think a best friend is like a stray cat that you feed every day. I'm actually surprised to learn that you've been letting Sadako live with you when you think of her like that. I didn't say that. Sadako's my best friend. My very, very best. Yeah, she's even closer to me than you are. But you don't believe she will believe. It's the same as spouting your compliments at a stray cat that you feed every day. You know the cat can't do anything, and knowing that, you still complain to her. That's all your relationship is. Oh, poor Sadako. She believes you're her best friend, but you don't feel the same way. Damn you. I tried to slap Hanyu, but I couldn't touch her. My hand went through her cheek and hit only the air. I can't believe she made herself incorporeal again. Hanyu disappeared, saying, "Oh, oh," in a teasing manner. I'm upset, but I can totally understand what she was getting at. Will your roommate agree? I'll make her agree. Sadako has nothing to do with this conspiracy, but since she lives with me, she's going to end up involved anyway. For Sadako's sake, I have to explain this to her. Should I wait outside? No. I think it'll be better to have you with us so she doesn't think this is a joke. If I can't explain it properly, can you help? Sure, I will. I went up to the second floor with Akasaka. To be honest, I couldn't even imagine how to stop bringing it up. But even Hanyu made fun of me. I can't hesitate. I made up my mind and walked into the room, and was surprised. My messy room was all cleaned up. Sadako was packing her pajamas and towels into her duffel bag. It's as if she was going on a camping trip. Sadako, I'm home. Oh, I love this song. Here, I got your luggage ready too. We can't just borrow toothbrushes and towels from Mion-san, you know. Besides, we can't let some strange man stay in a messy room either. This is why I always tell you to tidy things up around here. I blinked in surprise. I don't understand why Sadako already knows what's going on. If she saw me, Irie, and Tomitaki talking behind the shrine with Rishi and a strange man, she'd be sure to get curious. Sadako must have overheard our conversation. Not only that, she packed our luggage and cleaned our room, which means she already knows Akasaka is going to stay in this house. She must have come home in a hurry to get things done. So it wasn't just a storyline for some comic, was it? Meep. You know, that's what I don't like about you, Rika. Have I ever doubted you before? I always thought that I was your best friend, that you would count on me before anyone else. I'm sorry. Sadako doesn't seem that angry. Rather, she seems shocked that what we talked about at school is real. She isn't really that upset. But this is exactly what Hanyu said. I thought Sadako was my best friend, yet I couldn't trust her completely. Having realised this, I apologised. Sadako turned around as if to tell me there's no time for apologies. I think she accepted it. As a proof of that, she's getting things ready to go to Mion's house. Thank you, Sadako. Akasaka-san, is it? I don't know how you and Rika know each other, but if you're Rika's ally, then you're mine too. You may call me Sadako Hojo. Nice to meet you. I'm Akasaka. The conspiracy surrounding Rika-chan runs pretty deep. It's not easy to explain. She was afraid you'd reject her after she confessed to everyone, so please try to understand how she felt too. Of course I understand. I'm Rika's best friend, you know? She was thinking that I didn't believe her. Who would? I can understand why she'd be afraid. You're really mature, Sadako-chan. Rika-chan's lucky to have you as her best friend. I'm pretty envious of her. Sadako took Akasaka around the house and explained everything. She let him know that the switch for the hot water heater sticks a little, and if the picture on the TV gets messed up, he needs to tap on it. Give it a good bang! She even told him about all the traps she set around the shrine, using a secret map of hers. Akasaka listened to her, dead serious. Upon seeing them talk, I couldn't help but smile. Hanyu also smiled while watching us, but it felt like she was saying, "Told you so." I'm going to pretend that I don't notice her. If our contrarian Sadako believed me this easily, then our simple-minded Mion will believe us even more easily. Keiichi doesn't even know how to doubt people. Rena has sharp instincts, so she'll believe me too. So everyone's going to believe me, huh? Hanyu didn't reply, but she smiled as if she's happy to see that I grew a little. Alright, plenty of things in the fridge. Rika, you're asking him to house sit, so why don't you make dinner for him tonight? Besides, just to be safe, perhaps we should go over to Mion-san's house a little later. Oh, don't worry. I can handle that myself. Oh, that's the chance to serve him your homemade food, Rika. Oh, oh, oh. You really are annoying today. Alright, Sadako, we have to make something good, yeah? I have an idea. How can you bring out the large kimchi bottle from the refrigerator? Can you? No, not that one. The one that says death penalty, not the one that says punishment. Let's make kimchi fried rice today. Aksaka, do you like spicy food? Oh yes. I love spicy things. Oh. The cream puffs in the fridge have expired, so let's throw them away. Oh, what a waste. I heard they're from a famous shop over in Kagura. Oh. The owls are awfully loud today. Maybe a stray dog's howling somewhere. Night is falling on the 16th of June. The pieces are lining up in the final game board, one after another. No, pieces isn't the right word to call them. Night is falling on the 16th of June. We're gaining reliable allies for this final challenge. Our first key, Tomataki, will be killed in 3 days. Fate is going to change before that point. Oh! Oh, okay. It's all positive, right? But will it stay that way? We'll see. Ooh, setting up the pieces. And a chess piece. Oh, very Yuminiko. Let's have a look at view new tips. Still nothing? Okay. It's weird. It's weird. I mean, I can see why. Are there going to be tips on an arc that is telling you all the answers kind of thing? I mean, there will be, the achievement says, but I don't know how. Okay. Let's do this one. Enter chapter 7. That was quite a biggie, wasn't it? So, this has been Greeny XI. Hope you've enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again in a bit when we go for chapter 8 and see how the game continues. In a bit, folks.